You're not lazy. You're not broken. You are undisciplined, and that's why you don't feel free. You call it living on my own terms, doing what you feel like when you feel like it. But if you can't get up when you say, can't work when it's hard, can't say no when it matters, you are not free. You are controlled by comfort, fear, impulse, and habit. Real freedom is not waking up with no alarm. Real freedom is waking up with options because you did the hard things long after the feeling was gone. The body you want, the money you want, the time, the choices, the life you want, they are not locked behind motivation. They are locked behind discipline. This audiobook is your key, not to feeling better, to becoming stronger, to becoming dangerous to your own excuses. From this moment on, one rule: discipline builds freedom. Repeat it in your head as you listen. By the end, it won't just be a quote, it will be the operating system of your life. Chapter 1. Stop chasing freedom. Build it with discipline. You want freedom, more time, more money, more control. You want to wake up when you decide, work on what matters to you, live without constant stress and panic. But your life does not care about what you want. Your life reflects what you are willing to do. Your life reflects your discipline. Here is the truth most people avoid. Freedom is not the absence of rules. Freedom is the result of following the right rules every single day. Look at your own life. Look at your mornings. Look at your phone usage. Look at your bank account. Look at your body. Those are not random results. They are evidence. Evidence of the discipline you have or the discipline you avoid. Think about the people you secretly admire. The fit person who can run for miles, the calm person who never panics about bills, the creator who works for himself. They did not stumble into freedom, they built it. Here's the formula. Discipline builds skill. Skill builds options. Options build freedom. No discipline, no skill, no options, no freedom. You say you want to start a business, but you do not sit down for one focused hour a day. You say you want a strong body, but you do not train 3 times a week. You say you want peace, but you never say no to what drains you. You are chasing freedom like it is a lottery ticket. It is not. Freedom is a payment plan. You pay with disciplined actions today. You collect freedom later. So what do you do starting now? First, tell yourself the truth. Say this out loud, quietly if you must. My life is the sum of my disciplined actions and my undisciplined actions. No more blaming luck, no more blaming your past. If you keep chasing freedom without discipline, you will stay trapped. Different year, same problems, same excuses. Second, pick one area where you are clearly not free. Maybe it's money. Maybe it's your time. Maybe it's your health. Do not pick 5. Pick 1. Third, define one disciplined action in that area that you can do every single day, no matter how you feel. For money, it might be tracking every expense. For time, it might be one unplugged hour of focus. For health, it might be a daily 30-minute walk. Make it simple, make it clear, make it non-negotiable for the next 30 days. You are not chasing freedom anymore. You are building it, brick by brick. Discipline is how you buy back your life. This is the foundation of everything that follows. You understand now that freedom is earned, not found. You know what you must start doing. Next, you will learn how to keep doing it, even when you feel empty, tired, and uninspired. You mastered the idea of real freedom. Now you will master the engine that keeps you moving. Chapter 2. Money obeys discipline, not wishes. You want more money, more security, more options, more room to breathe. You want to travel when you choose. You want to help people you care about. You want to say no to toxic jobs and bad situations because you are not desperate. That desire is not wrong, but desire is not enough. Wishing is not enough. Complaining is not enough. Money does not obey wishes. Money obeys discipline. Look at your financial life right now. Your balance, your debts, your savings, your panic level when an unexpected bill appears. This is not random. This is a record of your daily financial discipline or your lack of it. Some people earn a lot and stay broke. Some people earn a modest income and slowly become free. The difference is not luck. The difference is disciplined behavior repeated over time. Face this truth. If you cannot manage $100 with discipline, you will not manage 10,000. If you cannot manage 1,000, you will not manage 100,000. The number is not the problem. The habits are. So what must you do? First, track every expense for 1 month. Every coffee, every subscription, every impulse buy. Use a notebook, an app, a spreadsheet. The tool does not matter. The honesty does. You are not judging yourself. You are collecting data. Second, give your money a job before you spend it. This is called a simple budget, but you can call it a spending plan if that feels better. Money for rent or mortgage, money for food, money for debt, money for savings, money for fun. If your spending plan shows that you are living above your means, face it. Cut something, downsize something, pause something. Discipline is often painful in the short term, but remember, financial comfort today can mean financial slavery later. Third, create one automatic disciplined action with money. Set an automatic transfer the day after you get paid, even if it is $10. That money goes to savings or debt. No debate, no decision each month. You are teaching yourself, I pay my future first. Fourth, attack bad debt with structure. List your debts from smallest to largest. Pay the minimum on all of them and attack the smallest with any extra money you can find. When that one is gone, roll the payment into the next one. This is boring, this is slow, but this is powerful. Fifth, increase income with the same mindset. Learn skills that the market rewards. Take on extra hours for a season. Offer a simple service. Money respects the person who treats time with discipline. Remember this always. Money is not moral. Money is not emotional. Money simply flows toward discipline and away from chaos. You are not chasing quick fixes. You are building a stable, disciplined relationship with money. That relationship will give you options. Options give you freedom. Discipline builds freedom. With money, that freedom looks like peace, choices, and the ability to walk away from what does not serve you. You are learning to make money obey your structure instead of your impulses. Now you must understand what turns all of this into long-term power. You have started to discipline your money. Next, you will see why steady action over time will beat natural talent, luck, and bursts of motivation. Chapter 3. Consistency beats talent every single time. You think talent will save you. You think gifted people have some secret you do not have. You look at others and tell yourself they are just naturally good at it. That belief is comfortable. It lets you off the hook. If it's all talent, then your lack of results is not your fault. But here's the truth. Talent may open a door. Only consistency keeps you in the room. Look at any area where people are excellent. Athletes, musicians, writers, business owners. You see the visual result. You do not see the years of disciplined repetition. Early mornings, late nights, practice when nobody cared, work done without applause. Average talent with relentless consistency will outperform raw talent with lazy habits every single time. Think about your own life. How many things did you start with a burst of motivation? The workout plan, the diet, the side hustle, the online course. You started hot, Then you cooled, you vanished. You blamed motivation, time, or circumstances. The real problem was not your plan. The real problem was your inconsistency. Consistency is simply this: you show up, you do the work, you repeat. You do not disappear when it becomes boring, slow, or hard. Here is how you build it. First, pick one primary focus for the next 90 days, not 5, 1. One skill, one project, one goal that deeply matters. Your life changes faster when your effort is concentrated. Second, define your minimum daily standard. Not your ideal day, your minimum. For example, 10 pages read, 30 minutes of focused work, 20 minutes of exercise, one sales call, one paragraph written. It must be small enough that you can do it even on your worst day, but meaningful enough to move you forward when repeated. Third, remove 0 days. A 0 day is a day when you do nothing towards your goal. From today on, you do not allow 0 days. If you can't do 30 minutes, do 5. If you can't run, walk. If you can't write a page, write one sentence. The habit is to show up. The volume can grow later. Fourth, track it. Use a calendar, a notebook, a simple checklist. Every day you complete your minimum standard, mark an X. You are not chasing motivation. You are chasing a chain of days. Do not break the chain. Fifth, expect boredom. Consistency is not exciting day to day. It feels repetitive, plain, unimpressive. That's fine. Freedom is built in the boring reps no one posts about. Remember the theme: discipline builds freedom. Consistency is discipline over time. You are not trying to be intense for a week. You are building a way of life. You may not feel special. You may not feel talented. But if you become the person who simply does not quit, you will pass the people who started ahead of you. You are learning to value steady progress over dramatic bursts. Now you must take this one level higher. You must turn discipline from a choice into a rule. You have seen how consistency beats talent. Next, you will learn how to make discipline non-negotiable so freedom becomes inevitable.
Chapter 4. Motivation will not save you. Routines will. You wait for motivation. You wait for the perfect mood. You wait for energy, for inspiration, for some magical surge that will finally push you into action. And that is exactly why you stay stuck. Motivation is unstable. It rises, it falls, it disappears when you need it the most. Your entire life collapses if it depends on something that unstable. Professionals understand this. Soldiers train in the rain. Nurses show up exhausted and still work the night shift. Parents wake up with sick kids and still handle life. They do not sit around waiting to feel like it. They move because the routine says it is time to move. Motivation is a guest. Routine is the resident. Freedom belongs to the person who obeys the routine, not the feeling. You may tell yourself, when I feel more motivated, I will start. Look back at your life. Has that worked? How many months, how many years have you lost waiting for a feeling that never lasted? You need a new approach. You need routines that carry you when your feelings collapse. Here's the simple, unglamorous truth. Routines are discipline on autopilot. You decide once, you execute many times. Start with your morning. Your morning is the steering wheel of your day. Choose a wake-up time, the same time every day, even when you feel tired, even when you do not want to. When the alarm goes off, you stand up. You do not debate, you move. Next rule, no phone for the first 30 minutes. You are training your brain. You are teaching it that you lead. The world does not. Then add 3 simple blocks. Move your body for at least 10 minutes. Walk, stretch, or train. Review your top 3 priorities for the day. Just 3, not 20. take one deliberate breath and say in your own words, "I lead my day. My day does not lead me." That's your morning anchor. It's not about perfection, it's about repetition. You run it on good days and bad days, especially on bad days. Now build an evening routine. Evenings decide tomorrow. 2 hours before sleep, reduce stimulation, less screen, less noise, less chaos. Write down tomorrow's main tasks, get them out of your head and onto paper. Prepare your tools, lay out your clothes, set up your workspace, fill your water bottle. You are sending a message to your future self. When you wake up, there will be no decision, only execution. This is how discipline quietly builds freedom. You remove constant choices. You kill endless negotiation. You live by structure, not by impulse. From now on, your question is not, "Do I feel like it?" Your question is, "What does my routine say right now?" When you live this way, motivation becomes a bonus, not a requirement. You move with or without it, and that's real power. You are learning to rely on routines instead of unstable moods. Next, you must confront the loudest enemy inside your head. You mastered the idea of routine. Now you will master the part of you that fights it. Chapter 5. Your feelings are not the boss. You feel tired. You feel unmotivated. You feel anxious, bored, overwhelmed. And then you stop. You delay. You escape into your phone, into food, into distraction. Your entire life keeps bowing down to one thing, your feelings. Here's the truth you have avoided. Your feelings are real, but they are not in charge. They do not sign your paycheck. They do not build your body. They do not write the book or build the business. Your decisions do that. You are not your feelings. You are what you do in spite of your feelings. Look at your past week. How many actions did you avoid because you felt tired, shy, unready, or uncomfortable? Now imagine if you had acted anyway. Same life, same problems, different decisions, very different results. Your feelings are like weather. They change all the time. If you let them lead, your life will look like a storm, unstable, reactive, dramatic, but never powerful. You must create a separation in your mind. There's you and there's your current state. Your state is temporary. Your standards are not. Say this slowly in your own head. I have feelings, but I am not my feelings. My standards lead. My actions obey my standards, not my moods. This is not about becoming a robot. You will still feel fear. You will still feel doubt. You will still feel resistance. The difference is simple. You will stop treating feelings like commands. Here's a practical rule. When it's time to act and your feelings protest, you say very clearly in your mind, "Thank you for your opinion. I'm doing it anyway." Then you move. Stand up. Open the laptop. Pick up the weight. Dial the number. Begin. Action first, emotion second. Use the 5-second window. As soon as you notice the inner debate, count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move. No more discussion. You will feel awkward at first. Your brain is used to being ruled by comfort. That's fine. Awkward is proof that something new is happening. There's another step. Decide your standards when you feel clear and obey them when you feel messy. For example, I work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. I write for 30 minutes every morning. I read instead of scrolling for the last 20 minutes of my day. Write your standards down, simple, visible, direct. Then treat them as law, not suggestions, not ideas, law. On a good day, you follow them. On a bad day, you follow them. This is how you teach your nervous system a new truth. Feelings are allowed, feelings are heard, but feelings are not the boss. Remember the theme of this book. Discipline builds freedom. When feelings lead, Discipline dies. When discipline leads, feelings eventually respect you. You are learning to stop being a prisoner of your emotions. Next, you will learn how to design your time so that discipline has a clear path to walk. You have taken your power back from your moods. Now it's time to take your power back from your calendar.
Chapter 6. Destroy distraction before it destroys you. You say you lack time. You say you lack focus. You say life is too busy, too full, too chaotic. But look at where your attention actually goes. Scroll, click, swipe, refresh, check, check again, check again. You are bleeding your future away, one distraction at a time. Understand this clearly. Distraction is not harmless. Distraction is a predator. Every app, every platform, every notification is designed to pull you away from your life and into their profit. If you do not control your attention, someone else will, and they will win. Every time. You have maybe 3 or 4 truly focused hours in a day. That is all. If distraction steals those, then your dreams are gone. Your potential is gone. Your freedom is gone. You must start treating distraction as an enemy. Begin with your phone. Your phone is a tool. Right now, it behaves like a master. Here's your first move. Turn off all non-essential notifications. Messages, calls, alarms can stay. Everything else goes. No sound, no banner, no red circles that scream for your attention. Next, remove the obvious traps from your home screen. Social media, games, news, anything that pulls you in for just a minute and spits you out 40 minutes later. Put them in a folder. Hide the folder on the last page. Add friction. If you use specific apps for work, schedule when you use them. Emails from 11 to 11:30. Messages from 4 to 4:30. Not all day. You are not a servant who must respond instantly. You are a builder who protects focus. When you sit down for deep work, create a sacred space. Phone in another room or in a drawer. Notifications off. One tab, one task, one intention. Set a timer for 45 or 60 minutes. During that time, nothing else exists. Your mind will rebel at first. It will reach for the phone that is not there. It will crave the hit of novelty. This is withdrawal. You are breaking an addiction. Stay with it. You are not just avoiding distraction. You are training your brain to handle boredom, to stay with discomfort, to resist the urge to escape. You will also meet subtle distractions, random internet searches, unnecessary cleaning, sudden hunger, the urge to reorganize everything before doing the real work. When you notice this, pause and ask, am I escaping from the work that matters? If the answer is yes, return to the task. No drama, just return. You must understand the link. Your attention is your life. Where it goes, your life goes. Discipline with attention becomes freedom with time, with money, with results. Discipline builds freedom. Distraction destroys the bridge before you reach it. You are now learning to defend your focus like your future depends on it, because it does. You have started to starve distraction. Next, you will face something even more dangerous than distraction, the quiet, comfortable habits that slowly steal your strength. You began to protect your attention. Now you must confront the soft trap that keeps you weak. Chapter 7. Comfort is stealing your future. Comfort feels safe. Comfort feels deserved. Comfort feels harmless. It is not harmless. It is a slow poison. Comfort is the soft pillow that keeps you from getting up. Comfort is the warm screen glow that keeps you scrolling. Comfort is the extra food, the extra drink, the extra hour in bed. Comfort is every time you say later, and later never comes.
Look at where you are stuck: your body, your money, your work, your confidence. In almost every stuck place, comfort made the decisions, not discipline. You avoid difficult conversations because you want emotional comfort. You avoid the gym because you want physical comfort. You avoid budgeting because you want mental comfort. And you pay for that comfort with your future. Here's the trade you are making, often without seeing it: short-term comfort, long-term pain. Or short-term discomfort, long-term freedom. You decide which one rules your life. Think about an example. You come home from a long day. The comfortable choice is obvious: couch, snack, screen. The disciplined choice is different: simple meal, walk, reading, planning tomorrow. One night doesn't change your life, but thousands of nights do. Here's the hard truth. You have trained yourself to run from discomfort. You have treated every sensation of effort, awkwardness, or fear as a signal to stop. This habit has cost you years. From now on, you will use discomfort as a signal to lean in. Practical steps. First, identify your biggest comfort traps: the couch, the phone, junk food, online shopping, gaming, endless television. Name them, write them down, be honest. Second, insert controlled discomfort every day. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Take a cold or cooler shower at the end for 30 seconds. Say no to a habit that you know is softening you. Walk when you want to sit. Cook when you want to order. Read when you want to scroll. You are not punishing yourself, you are training yourself. Third, when you feel the pull of comfort, pause and say, "This feeling is a test. If I obey it, I stay the same. If I resist it, I grow." Then choose the harder option, even in a small way. Maybe you still sit on the couch, but you do 20 push-ups first. Maybe you still watch a show, but only after 30 minutes of work. Maybe you still rest, but at a time you planned, not when you collapsed. You will notice something. Your tolerance for discomfort will grow. What once felt impossible will become normal. Discipline builds freedom. Discomfort is the gym where discipline grows. Comfort is the gym where your future dies quietly. You are learning to step out of the soft trap that kept you small. Next, you will build something much deeper than habits. You will build a new identity. You have started to break your addiction to comfort. Now you will become the kind of person for whom discipline is simply who you are.
Chapter 7. Comfort is stealing your future. Comfort feels safe. Comfort feels deserved. Comfort feels harmless. It is not harmless. It is a slow poison. Comfort is the soft pillow that keeps you from getting up. Comfort is the warm screen glow that keeps you scrolling. Comfort is the extra food, the extra drink, the extra hour in bed. Comfort is every time you say later, and later never comes. Look at where you are stuck: your body, your money, your work, your confidence. In almost every stuck place, comfort made the decisions, not discipline. You avoid difficult conversations because you want emotional comfort. You avoid the gym because you want physical comfort. You avoid budgeting because you want mental comfort. And you pay for that comfort with your future. Here is the trade you are making, often without seeing it: short-term comfort, long-term pain. Or short-term discomfort, long-term freedom. You decide which one rules your life. Think about an example. You come home from a long day. The comfortable choice is obvious: couch, snack, screen. The disciplined choice is different: simple meal, walk, reading, planning tomorrow. One night does not change your life, but thousands of nights do. Here is the hard truth. You have trained yourself to run from discomfort. You have treated every sensation of effort, awkwardness, or fear as a signal to stop. That habit has cost you years. From now on, you will use discomfort as a signal to lean in. practical steps. First, identify your biggest comfort traps: the couch, the phone, junk food, online shopping, gaming, endless television. Name them, write them down. Be honest. Second, insert controlled discomfort every day. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Take a cold or cooler shower at the end for 30 seconds. Say no to a habit that you know is softening you. Walk when you want to sit. Cook when you want to order. Read when you want to scroll. You are not punishing yourself, you are training yourself. Third, when you feel the pull of comfort, pause and say, "This feeling is a test. If I obey it, I stay the same. If I resist it, I grow." Then choose the harder option, even in a small way. Maybe you still sit on the couch, but you do 20 push-ups first. Maybe you still watch a show, but only after 30 minutes of work. Maybe you still rest, but at a time you planned, not when you collapsed. You will notice something. Your tolerance for discomfort will grow. What once felt impossible will become normal. Discipline builds freedom. Discomfort is the gym where discipline grows. Comfort is the gym where your future dies quietly. You are learning to step out of the soft trap that kept you small. Next, you will build something much deeper than habits. You will build a new identity. You have started to break your addiction to comfort. Now you will become the kind of person for whom discipline is simply who you are. Chapter 8. Adopt the identity of a disciplined person. Up to this point, you have focused on actions. Wake up earlier. Plan your day. Fight distraction. Embrace discomfort. All of that matters. But there is something deeper that decides whether those actions last: your identity. You behave like the kind of person you believe you are, always. If you believe, deep down, "I am lazy," you will sabotage effort. If you believe, "I am inconsistent," you will prove yourself right. If you believe, "I only work well under pressure," you will continue to live in chaos. Identity first, behavior follows. Think about a person who stops smoking. One person says, "I am trying to quit." Another person says, "I am not a smoker." Same temptation, very different identity. The second person is not fighting for a habit. The second person is defending who they are. Right now, you probably carry a quiet story about yourself. "I'm not a morning person. I'm bad with money. I never finish anything. I always fall off after a few weeks." These are not facts. These are scripts. Old scripts. Painful scripts. Scripts someone else may have handed to you. You will write new ones. From this point forward, your core identity statement is simple. I am a disciplined person. I do what I said I would do, especially when I don't feel like it. Say that out loud. Again and again. Your brain may resist. It will say, "That is not true. Look at your past." But you are not speaking about your past. You are speaking about who you are choosing to be from now on. Here is how you turn this from words into reality. First, write 3 identity sentences on paper. One about your work, one about your body, one about your character. For example, I am the kind of person who finishes what I start. I am the kind of person who treats my body with respect. I am the kind of person who faces hard things directly. Place this where you see it every day, on your wall, on your desk, as your phone background. You are reminding your brain who you are now. Second, act like this person in small ways immediately. A disciplined person does not hit snooze. A disciplined person does not break promises to self. A disciplined person does not hide from difficult tasks. You may not feel like that person yet. Act like that person anyway. Identity grows through repetition. Third, adjust your environment to match your new identity. If you're a disciplined person, your space will reflect that. Less clutter, fewer temptations visible, tools ready for work, people around you who respect effort, not excuses. If a habit, object, or relationship drags you back to the old identity, question it. Ask,
Does this belong in the life of a disciplined person? If the answer is no, start planning to remove it or reduce it. Fourth, catch and correct your language. When you hear yourself say, "I'm just lazy," stop. Replace it with, "I'm learning to be more disciplined." When you say, "I always quit," replace it with, "In the past, I quit. Now, I finish." Every correction is a vote for the identity you are building. Remember the theme: discipline builds freedom. When you adopt the identity of a disciplined person, discipline stops feeling like a costume. It becomes your normal, and freedom becomes a natural result. You are no longer someone who is trying to be disciplined. You are someone for whom discipline is simply how life works. You have strengthened who you are on the inside. Now it's time to apply that identity to one of the loudest areas of your life. You have become the kind of person who takes discipline seriously. Next, you will see what happens when that person meets money. You began to turn your day into a discipline engine. Now you will learn how to remove what chokes that engine.
Chapter 10. Make discipline non-negotiable and watch freedom follow. Up to now, discipline has been something you try, something you practice, something you do when you feel strong. That ends here. From this point forward, discipline becomes non-negotiable, not an option, not a mood, your operating system. Most people treat discipline like a guest, welcome on good days, ignored on bad days. Then they wonder why their life feels random and unstable. Freedom does not come to people who treat discipline that way. Freedom comes to the person who decides, "This is simply how I live now." You must remove the question, "Will I be disciplined today?" The answer is always yes. The only questions are where and how intensely. Think of a pilot, a surgeon, a firefighter. They did not decide each day whether they will follow procedure. They follow it because lives depend on it. Your life depends on your procedures too. Here is how you make discipline non-negotiable. First, define your core four. 4 daily disciplines that are pillars of your life: sleep, movement, deep work, one personal standard, money, relationships, or learning. For sleep, set a target window. For example, in bed by 11, awake at 6. You respect it as much as an important meeting because it is. A disciplined mind lives in a disciplined body. For movement, choose your minimum. Maybe it's a 30-minute walk. Maybe it's a strength session 3 days a week. You do not ask if you feel like it. Your core 4 says you move, so you move. For deep work, schedule at least one focused block every weekday. No distraction, no multitasking. You use that block to build your future, skills, business, craft, study. That block is not optional. It is the engine of your freedom. For your personal standard, choose what is most urgent for your life. Maybe it's money. Track every expense. Maybe it's relationships. One meaningful conversation daily without screens. Maybe it's learning. 20 minutes of reading or study. One rule, every day, no exceptions. Write your core 4 where you see them. Morning, night, throughout the day. These are your laws. If your mood disagrees, your mood loses. Second, create consequences. If you miss a core 4 discipline without a true emergency, you pay a price. Maybe you transfer extra money to savings. Maybe you do extra exercise the next day. Maybe you donate to a cause that hurts a little. You teach yourself that breaking your own word is expensive. Third, review weekly. Once a week, sit down with a notebook. Rate your performance for each of the core 4 from 1 to 10. Ask, where did I slip? Why? What will I change this week? No drama, no shame, just adjustments. Understand what you are building here. You are removing the gap between who you say you are and what you do. When that gap closes, self-respect appears. And when self-respect appears, your life changes. Discipline builds freedom. When discipline becomes non-negotiable, freedom becomes predictable. Not a dream, not a fantasy, a logical outcome of how you live, day after day. You are no longer the person who waits for the right moment. You create the right moment by showing up with discipline, whether you feel strong or weak, ready or unready. This is the line in the sand. On one side is the life ruled by comfort, excuses, and impulses. On the other side is the life ruled by standards, structure, and inner strength. You know what stands between those two lives. You know the sentence that has followed you through every chapter. Discipline builds freedom. Now it's your turn to prove it with how you live. You know the truth now. Freedom is not a feeling. Freedom is not an accident. Freedom is not given. Freedom is built. Built in the dark hours when no one is watching. Built when you get up on time, when you shut off the distraction, when you obey the plan instead of your mood. You've learned that motivation fades, but routines stay. That your feelings are loud, but they are not the boss. That comfort is stealing your future, and discipline is the only way to buy it back. You've seen how identity, structure, and one more decisions stack into a life you can be proud of. So here's your challenge. Right now, today, choose one discipline you will make non-negotiable for the next 30 days. Just one. Wake-up time, workout, deep work block, reading, no social media until a certain hour. One. Write it down, say it out loud. This is who I am now. I am disciplined. Then prove it every single day, whether you feel like it or not. Because in 30 days, 90 days, 1 year from now, one fact will remain. Discipline builds freedom. The only question left is, will you build it or will you watch someone else live it?